Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. What's different about me? Oh, did you notice? I'm a little Sakura lad. Yes, so guess what today's video is? The Naruto TBR game is back on. We're back, baby. And guess what? If you didn't already remember, my character was Sakura. So I said, you know what? Let me get this wig out of my bag of wigs that's sitting over there. Luckily she didn't need much work because she's like very, very synthetic and easy to comb. And then I got this glorious Sakura headband. We will see how long I can keep this whole little situation on because I'm already hot. And this is going to be a combination TBR wrap up of August because I want to do a spooky TBR video separately. So bear with me because we're getting right into it. So let's pick up where we left off. And yes, I did win. I think so. It's been 3 months. So we're going to say that I won. So we're going to get right back into it. Here we go. So where we last left off was the search for Tsunade. It was a new arc. And guess what, y'all? We're going to say my ass passed, okay? So, passed. Now that everyone is back in the village, a new issue has arisen. After Sasuke received his curse mark from Orochimaru during the Chunin exams and was called weak by Itachi during the search for Tsunade, Sasuke wants more power. Sakura, you can combine any or all prompts pulled. Look at me. Sasuke leaves the village and his actions have consequences for everyone involved. Sakura disrupts Sasuke while he's attempting to flee the village. She tries to convince him to not leave Konoha, even becoming desperate and finally confessing her love for him. Pick one card, then continue to the next slide. Clickety. Oh god. Sasuke refuses Sakura after her confession. Pick 2 cards, then continue to the next slide. Ooh, Lord mercy. Sakura continues to beg Sasuke to stay. After realizing that he's going to leave regardless, she resorts to telling him she'll go with him. Pick 2 cards, then continue to the next slide. Oh my god. Sasuke doesn't want Sakura with him. Sakura, not taking this news well, threatens to scream and alert the entire village. Sasuke has had enough. He knocks her unconscious, but not before thanking her for everything she's done for him. Pick 1 card, then click pass or fail at the end of the month. What? I'm confused. Okay, so let's go all the way back to the beginning. So I have to pick 1 card from the first slide, 2 cards from the next slide, 1 card from the third slide. What, did I skip something? Hold on now. 1 card from the first slide, 2 cards from the second slide. Wait, 2 more cards from 2 more cards from the second slide. And this is the one I don't get. Pick 1 card, then click pass or fail at the end of the month. So do I pull 6 cards? Oh god. But it's okay because I can combine any or all prompts. So we're going to be pulling 6 cards. I'm pretty sure I'm reading this correctly. Okay, let's get the cards. Golly day. Golly day. Fudge my nellies. Okay. Okay, there's some, and here's the thing. I don't have that many cards left. Like, I've done a good job. Now, my failed cards are back there. We are not re-entering them into this. Okay, we're not. Even though I have every intention of finishing all the prompts, I think December, November might just be like fun days, you know? Let me try to go back and see what I can get done. So here we go. I'm just gonna pull from the top. I know I'm a sneaky snake. So the first one is Itachi, a book published in 2021, easy peasy. Let's go from the back now. Zetsu, a book with a family tree. Okay. 4 more. Sai, a book that has the same title as a song. I might have to go back and look at what I've got written down. Gara, your choice. Okay, that's perfect then. So we're now 4. I need 2 more. I'm glad I put some your choice cards up in here because that's going to be a combination. An advanced card. This is Inoichi. This is Ino's dad. A free book from your TBR list, gifted, borrowed, or library. No fucking clue. No. I think I know. And lastly, we finally picked the Sakura card. A book that has fewer than 1,000 reviews on Amazon or Goodreads. Oh fuck. What did I write for these? Okay, so let's make sure I got 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now it is time for me to get the list to see what the hell I wrote down for these. Okay, hopefully the headband fell off when I got off, so. Okay. All right, so Itachi was a book published in 2021, and I wrote down the Gilded Ones. Smart of me, because I really needed to read that. Zetsu is a book with a family tree. A book with a family tree. Legendborn. Ooh, okay, cool. Okay, Sai is a book that has the same title as a song. Now that one, I do not even remember what I wrote down for that. All right, a book that has the same title as a song, Skyward. Don't know. I don't know why I wrote that down. I don't know why I wrote that. Okay. That took a while to find, let me tell you that. Gara, your choice, that's fine. So I'm just going to combine him with one person because all these books I do want to read. Ino's dad, a free book from your TBR list. Did I write anything? Honestly, I just have to figure that out as I go, because I highly doubt I wrote anything on here. Oh, well, that wasn't free, was it? No, I'm reading the wrong thing. Okay, so this one I don't have anything written down for. I think that I will probably read, you know what? So a manga that I got for Christmas was Ajin. So I'll either read that, or I think somebody gave me Vampire Night, or I'll read Fate Zero. So, because Devin gave me that for Christmas or my birthday, whatever time. Basically, I'm going to read manga for this. We'll just see how I'm feeling about it. Lord have mercy. A book that has fewer than 1,000 reviews on Amazon or Goodreads. Now this is interesting because I'm currently reading something that I believe has under 1,000 reviews. So let me check it really quick because I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I'm in the middle of reading something that I really like, and it is newer, and I don't think it has 1,000 reviews yet. So let me check that really quick. Oh, well, I mean, there's so many that I could choose from. Okay, let's see. Okay. I have a few I could choose from that I'm currently reading. This one only has 4. Look at me having things. Okay. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. So I have 3 to choose from. I'm literally in the middle, and I'm like halfway through 2 of the 3. So I have The 2000s Made Me Gay by Grace Perry. I have First Love Take 2 by Sajni Patel. Those are the 2 that I'm pretty much halfway done with. And then When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis. So I fully plan on reading all of those and finishing them in the month of October. So I think I've got this. Y'all. So any of those, we'll figure it out. And then Skyward, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be the Brandon Sanderson book because I've read Skyward the manga, graphic novel before. It is what it is. I'm gonna figure it out. I've got this. So we're okay. So it was 6 cards pulled. I'm reading 5 books because I'm combining your choice together. I can see if some of these other ones can be combined because Legendborn came out in 2021, I think. So I can combine those two, and I still plan on reading the Gilded ones, but I could combine that. So there would be only 2 books. And then, what was the other one? You know, I've got this. I've got this. We're good. We're good. So anyway, on to the wrap up. It's been long enough. So I'm going to try to run through my wrap up really quickly because, like I said, I'm doing a spookathon video for the scary kind of situations I want to read in October, because I am going to be taking part in 2 readathons, one of them that's a month long, and then I want to participate in the one that Gabby and Olivia are doing. It's not exactly Summerween, but it is. Although theirs is for like the last weekend in October, and I'm not really good about reading books in a weekend because I'm usually working, so I'm probably going to go ahead and choose what I'm going to read for that and then incorporate it into the spookathon. So it might get read earlier, but I'm still going to act like I participated. Thank you very much. So with that being said, let's get into the wrap up. So the first book I read was Midlife Bites by Jen Mann. This was something I got from NetGalley. This comes out next year on January 4th, and this is a memoir. It was really funny. I rated this 4 stars. So Jen Mann wrote People I Want to Punch in the Throat. That was a New York Times best-selling book. So I hadn't heard of that before. I've never heard of it. It sounds like something I would want to read after reading this memoir. Honestly, so Jen Mann is, I believe, in her 40s. I'm in my 30s, but there's so many things that she talked about in her memoir that I could really relate to. Her talking about making friends at a later age in life being difficult, just experiencing getting older as a woman, the things that we go through in terms of our bodies. I could relate to that. And then what she looks for in the future. I liked her commentary on friendships. That's a big thing for me. I feel very lucky because I have really great friends right now, but then sometimes I do worry, will I have more friends later on down the line? And how can I make sure that my friendships are going to be things that are long lasting? Because like I said in the past, I and my husband are not going to have children. So that doesn't mean that I can't be friends with people who have children. But it is going to be something that we don't have in common. So, you know, got to make sure I develop those friendships. But yeah, I would absolutely recommend this. I think it was a really funny read. Jen Mann is very, very funny. But there's so many things that are relatable in the book. So like I said, 4 stars. After that, I read Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. So that was the final book in the Folk of the Air trilogy. I rated it 4 stars, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I probably would have rated it 3 stars. Not in a bad way. It's just, I don't think I'll go back and reread this series. I made a point not to buy any, so I had already bought The Cruel Prince like a year or so ago because it was like $1 on a Kindle deal. But I didn't want to buy the rest of the series, so I got the other 2 books from the library, and I'm glad I did that because probably not going to revisit this world again. I have seen a lot of people talk about on TikTok how they feel like it is mislabeled, like being very heavy enemies to lovers when it's more like political, you know, political situation. I think that it can be a little bit of both, but I do agree it's far less like what I think of as like the stereotypical enemies to lovers. I did really like it. I did kind of feel like the ending was a bit cheesy, but it's still young adult, so it's not really that big of a deal. It wasn't like a complete letdown, but in general, I really like the story. Okay, what was her name? I talk so much damn shit about Jude's sister, Taryn. I like her now. She's okay. I know this series has been out for a while, but for anybody who hasn't read it, I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, y'all knew that I really did not like her, and I do not dislike her now. So I take the fist back. You know, I was ready to put the pause on her last time I talked about book 2. I'm gonna reel him back. Taryn, it's okay. So, like I said, I rated that 4, but I probably would go back and rate it 3, or it's like a 3.5, and you could probably, you know, what's the word? What's that word? Roll it up to 4. You know what I'm trying to say. Next up, I listened to Artificial Condition. That was book 2 in the Murderbot Diaries, and that's by Martha Wells. I rated this 3 stars. I really tried hard not to compare to the first book, and I just feel like the first book is so hard because that book is so freaking good, in my opinion. You know how you just kind of feel like, that was good. That's how I felt with the first book. And the second book was not bad, but it just didn't give me the same feeling and the same excitement as the first book. So it's probably my fault, because even though I say I tried not to compare the two, I know I pretty much did. It's kind of let down. It just wasn't as exciting and had me on the edge of my seat. But I will say I still really enjoy the narrator for this. But I had wanted to read the entire series because they're all on Hoopla. And now I just kind of feel like, no, don't think I'm going to continue on with the series. Nothing against Martha Wells, but book 1 just got me. It was just so good. So that's my own fault. Don't let that stop you from reading this series. It is really good, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Next up, I read Gabrielle Union's newest memoir, You Got Anything Stronger. So good. I had talked about it in the last video of anticipated reads, and because it was coming up in September, I had a credit for Audible. So I was like, I'm gonna get this, obviously. So good. 5 stars. I already knew that I was going to give that 5 stars. I really, really like Gabrielle Union. I absolutely loved the second book, just like I loved the first one. I was right, or not really right. Well, I guess I was right, or I was wondering if we were going to get more into like the infertility issues and then her journey with surrogacy. And we did. So I was really, really excited about that. I just love listening to her talk about her life and everything. I could listen to her narrate a bunch of other stuff as well. Obviously any movies. Just fantastic. Love the final part of the book. Really, 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 really deep. The whole book is obviously deep, but you know, that last part, especially when she was talking about her role and how she knows that her role in Bring It On was very important and very impactful for some people, but she wishes that there were ways in which that she could have dug deeper. And oh man, she just made so many good points, especially because like in the end of Bring It On, it's kind of like it falls flat for all of the non-white characters. You know, that was really sad. And you don't think about it at the time, but she's not wrong. Like, I would have loved to see them going on and what else they do. And I don't necessarily care about Kirsten Dunst, but that's okay. But anyway, really fantastic. I love her. Please read this book. Both are really great, but I really, really enjoyed this one too. And I just loved listening to Gabrielle Union talk about, the environment that she created on the show that she was making. So, what is it? It's not Ellie's Finest. It's the show that she's in with Jessica Alba. And I think at the time when they were starting to film, Jessica Alba was either just about to give birth or she had given birth, and several of the people on the team, like she and other people, try to make the environment really like positive for those new parents. And she was so scared about what she was doing that she was kind of obviously keeping it a secret about getting a surrogate. And she was like, but what about me? Can I do this? Like, I have these visions of me bringing my child with me, who's a new baby, and what if like I just can't do that? And everybody was so extremely supportive of her. I loved that. So very, very, very good. And yes, she talked about the cheating stuff. I know some people were, giving their little comments about that. just listen to it. I love her. Next, I don't know what came over me in September, but I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and pick up one of the books I said, one of the fantasy books that I said that I hadn't read yet. So I read Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. That's book 2 in the Legacy of the Orisha. And I did give this 3 stars. This is a book that I want to go back and reread the whole series, because I did kind of skim through it at times. It's like I was kind of in the mood for it, but I wasn't totally in the mood for it. I read every, I mean, if you're somebody who skims, you probably are the same. You read every piece of dialogue, but you don't get into like the meat and potatoes of like, where we are and what the atmosphere is and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're just kind of reading the dialogue back and forth. And then obviously the fighting, you know, the action, very threw me for a loop. I didn't expect the mother twist. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, honestly, the series itself, and someone did tell me in the comments is going to be a trilogy, and obviously I finished it, so I realized that. I definitely want to see how this is going to end. It's just so sad when you have, and this actually could be related to like the real world, 2 factions of people. I don't know what you would say it. You know, 2 groups of people have hurt each other. They're going back and forth and retaliating at the other. How do you find peace when everybody feels like, well, they did this and we can't, you know, because they did this thing, we can't let them just get away with that. Obviously, in some of that, obviously I realize we know who is innocent here. Ooh, the headband's falling off, y'all. Oh, it's untying. I'm gonna have to take this off. We shall see. We know who really is innocent here and who has been a victim. But the issues that like Inan was trying to bring up to his mother and to his friend, like, okay, like if we actually work to bring peace, you know, maybe you would see that, hey, we have really like destroyed this community, these people, for something that they can't control. They just have magic. And then our asses have magic. What the fuck? Like, and now we're using it to oppress them even further. It's just a whole thing. So, I gave it 3 stars. That's not a bad 3 stars. I just was not in the right, like, place to really, like, sit down and really read it, because I do think I probably should have gone back and read the first book. So, I am absolutely going to read the 3rd book. I don't know when that's coming out yet. I'm probably looking up. Oh, there's no details. Okay. That's sad. That's really sad. There's no information for book 3. I gotta start following Tomi Adeyemi again. Anyway, loved it. Very good. Do recommend the series. And finally, I finally fucking finished Circus of the Damned. And this is obviously a reread for me, so it's really not like I haven't read this before, but it took me so damn long to get through Circus of the Damned. And like a 4-star book. I loved it. Honestly, I love Laurel K. Hamilton. The really cool part about this particular book in the series is, so this is the book where Anita starts meeting Richard. Richard is the, what to say, a werewolf, who she kind of falls for, makes her realize that maybe all the monsters aren't that bad. I could get some monster D. That is later on in the series, let me tell you. So she's being pursued by Jean-Claude, who is the vampire, and he's the master of the city. Obviously, she works in preternatural crime. There are a few deaths within the city of St. Louis that she is helping the police try to solve. And then she's approached by a group that basically want to hunt down and kill all vampires. They hate vampires. They hate any supernatural like being, and they want to enlist her on killing vampires. And of course, everybody wants her to kill Jean-Claude. Everybody wants her to kill the Master of the City. But she's not gonna fucking do it. So what ends up happening is, you know, several moving parts here and there. But the group that is against vampires, apparently they have a plan, and they have someone who they feel like can make their dream come true, and it's actually another vampire. And this isn't giving too much away. This is an old series, so you know, I'm just gonna say it. Basically a vampire that's like a millennia old, very like, he's like got the big forehead, Neanderthal looking dude, wants to make vampires illegal. He wants to fucking wreak havoc in the city so he can be the master, but then like not have vampires be legal. So it's kind of confusing. Why do that? Just, why don't you just kill? I mean, he's powerful enough, he could just kill all vampires. That's neither here nor there. So when he's epic battle at the end, and this is the beginning of the love of Anita and Richard, and then we're going to incorporate Jean-Claude in a few books. That's when we start getting a little bit more erotic, and that's okay, but it gets a little much. So still enjoying my time with the series, I will say that. Okay, so I wanted to knock out all of the like regular books so I could just go through the manga quickly. So I read volume 20 of The Promised Neverland. That's the final volume in the series itself. Really great. I think I talked about this before. I honestly want to collect the whole series and reread it again. I think it's a really solid, awesome story. There are some problematic drawings in it that I really do not like. And if you've read it, then you know what I'm talking about, especially when translated into the anime. I feel like they went a little far with some of the illustrations. But anyway, love the series, would absolutely recommend it. Next up, I read volumes 8 through 15 of Noragami. Still really liking the series. Obviously, like I said before, I stopped watching in the show kind of early on, so all of the stuff I've read past volume 6, I have no freaking clue what was going on. I'm still really enjoying it. Learning a little bit more about Yato and how he is a god. Everyone's always confused about like, wait, what is he again? How did he get here? Why doesn't he have a shrine? So learning more about him has been really, really cool. Very sad about Hiyori and her family, but I'm sure that'll get wrapped up eventually. And I didn't realize that there's going to be another volume coming out in a few months. So this is an ongoing series. I don't know if that's the last volume, but it definitely has a lot of story to keep going on. So very, very nice. I also read, I read volume 5 of Come We Can Communicate. So cute. They do a maid cafe. Also, that's going to be made into a live action show soon. Live action is a live action movie, and then I think they're doing an anime. One of my coworkers were telling me about it. And then I read volume 6 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Still really good. Honestly, I'm starting to feel like maybe I should just start watching it. I still want to read That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, but I also want to watch it now. We'll see what happens. But I am enjoying that series a lot. It's one that my husband really, really wanted me to watch in general. But it was really nice. I watched Hunter x Hunter. So that's done. So kudos to me. I have got to take this off. It is slipping. Why did I wait till the very end? I don't know. I'll be right back so we can say the goodbyes. And there you have it. That was my Naruto TBR and my September wrap up. I've got 5 books, because I'm going to combine some, maybe even less, books that I'm reading for this challenge next month. Stay tuned for the Spookathon scary books that I'm going to be reading for next month as well. And that was my wrap up. I think I read a total of 17 books in September, and hey, one of those I claimed was going to be an anticipated 5-star read, and it was. So look at me. Predictions. And with that being said, thank you for watching the video. If you like it, like it. And if you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, please. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.